Hey Wheels, Senior back here again to do a quick video on correcting and uncorrecting the compass. Believe it or not, this is one of the things that we don't really do anymore. So when people see it on an advancement exam, they kind of freak out. And if you're just falling back on, how you did it, a long time ago, it's very possible that you have some wrong mnemonics or you have some things that you're adding or subtracting incorrectly. And you make one mistake in these problems, everything else is out the window. So I'm going to teach you correcting, uncorrecting, and then we're going to talk about gyro error. I got a message today on Facebook that said, what about east is least and west is best? I want you to not memorize that, but memorize gyro best, error west, gyro least, error east. And those rules on how you add and subtract east and west are different than correcting and uncorrecting. It's actually the opposite. So if you remember anything, just remember if you are adding east moving this way, when it comes to getting that gyro error, you're going to have to actually subtract it. But hopefully this video will help. So let's get started. Okay, so as you guys know, you're about to take a test. If there's no table there, then you need to make up your own. Okay? There's not going to be the one. You're going to have to make up your own. Now, I'm going to go ahead and draw a line right here. All right? But I'm also going to draw like a dotted line over here. Because from this dotted line over, that's when we're going to talk about gyro error. But right now, we're going to talk about what most people already know. Can dead men vote twice at elections? Add east when moving this way. If you're ever moving this way, then you're going to add west. I try not to confuse myself. I just remember to go this way. And if it follows the rule, then I'm good to go. When taking the test, when you're reading the questions, just know they're going to give you 2 out of the 5 variables. And whether they give you deviation or variation is going to be a huge clue as to what answer they're looking for. But let's just say they're asking me to solve for true, and they tell me that my magnetic course is 090. And they tell me that the variation is 10 west. Now, following the rule of adding east, right? This answer is not going to be 100, okay? Because it's west. So the answer is going to be 080. I think everybody knows that. And based on the information that I do have, just know that there's no way I can figure out these two over here. Not without another piece of info. Now let's say the other piece of info they tell me is the deviation. Let's just say the deviation is 4 east. So you can use the rules of going backwards, or you can just ask yourself, what do I need to add, because it's east, what number here plus 4 equals 90? And in this case, 086. Make sense? I hope that it does. Here's the thing. Both magnetic and both the M and the C in these problems are magnetic courses. This M is what the magnetic compass course you should steer on a chart, right, when converted from true. This magnetic course right here is what your helmsman is likely steering, okay? Unless there's 0 deviation, right? This is the course that they're steering. The reason a helmsman can steer 086, the reason it's not reading 090 is because there's 4 degrees of deviation inside of the compass. Hopefully that's not news to anybody, but it's definitely helpful when trying to figure out what are they asking for in a test question. When it comes to deviation and variation, right? If you ever get asked, what is the total compass error? Okay, compass error by definition is the sum value of deviation and variation, right? That might be a question all in itself. So in this case, you have east and west when you add it together. The sum total. Sum total doesn't mean you're always adding. In this case, 4 plus 10 normally equals 14 in any other world. But in the navigation world, it doesn't. Okay? When they're opposites, you should subtract the smaller number from the bigger number every time, right? So 10 minus 4 equals 6, and then it's going to carry the larger number's suffix, which is the west. Kind of think of positive and negative numbers canceling out. Again, hopefully that's not news to anybody, but if that helps you to understand in the future, then great. Whenever they're the same, right, suffix, if either they're both east or both west, then you add it every time. You never subtract. This is the only time you subtract is when the numbers are different or the letters are different. Okay, so that's correcting and uncorrecting. Following this plus east and then plus west moving that way, it's going to make sense. And you should, when you do a problem, ask yourself, okay, if I have to add west moving this way, 80 plus 10 equals 90. 90 minus 4 should equal 86. It does. Boom, I'm good to go. Okay, now from here to over here, this column, you should have gyro error and gyro. Remember, true and gyro, they're both true, right? They're both true courses, okay? The difference is what your actual gyro error is. And in this case, gyro best, error west. Gyro least, error east. So let's just say that the gyro was 0, 8, 3. Is my gyro best or least than this number? It's best. Okay, it's best by how many? It's best by 3. And because it's best, it's west. And this is what's going to trip you up. If you followed these rules right here, the add east, you would get all the way over to here, and because this is west, you're going to want to subtract it. And on your advancement exam, right, you're going to find an answer that says 077. You're going to be like, boom, C, 077, nailed it. When if anything, you're wrong, right? Because when the test writers are writing the question, they're factoring in that you're going to mess this step up. So don't mess this step up, okay? Let's give you another problem, for example, right? Let's just say that they tell you that the gyro error is 2 east, right? And they're going to say that your true course is 115, right? Gyro best, error west, gyro least, error east. So what should this be? This number should be smaller. It should be least than this one by 2. 113. Okay? Gyro least, so the error is east. Like I said, it's good that after you answer the question, you should ask yourself a question and ask, does it make sense? Let's just say that you accidentally did it the other way and you added it. Say to yourself, gyro best, error west, right? The gyro is a bigger number than this, but my error is east. So something is wrong. Either this is wrong or this is wrong. And if the test told you what this is, you're wrong. 1, 1, 3. Hopefully that helps. All right. Hopefully that helps somebody. Hopefully it clears up a couple things. Just know that the rules are different when you get to this stage. And it's good that you always write it out. If you haven't done this in a very long time, don't let your advancement exam be the very first time that you do it. So practice, go into the rate training manual, go into, I think it's like chapter 4, chapter 5, right? There's a whole page of these problems. And then 2 or 3 pages later, down at the bottom of the page, it's going to have all the answers so you can check to see if you did it correctly. Go do those before you take your test. Okay? Go do those before you go out and you go try to teach somebody what you've learned, because you may pass on some bad gouge. And I don't want to see that happen. All right. Stay safe. Good luck. And thanks.